You're unsuccessful because you are too smart. You know that you are a lot more intelligent than the average person, but somehow when you look at your own situation, you see that you are not at where you should be, and that all of these average minds are ahead of you in life. When you see this, you get frustrated and think that life is not fair. You know that you have the potential and you don't want to waste that. So you get to work, but still things do not go the way you expect them to be. If this sounds like you are in the right place. There are 5 reasons why you are falling behind because of your high intelligence. And believe me, after you give it over all 5 of them, nothing and no one will be able to stop you from being successful. The first of these 5 mistakes that smart people make is having high ego. One of the biggest mistakes is to have a high ego. Now, the reason that smart people have high ego is that they are aware that they have higher intelligence than others, which leads them think that there is nothing to learn from them. Having a bit of an ego is required to be successful, but if your ego surpasses that amount and keeps you away from learning and improving yourself, you will only keep on harming yourself instead of being better. The reason that smart people fail to be successful when they are aware that they can be is that they get too caught up in their abilities that makes them think they are better than everyone else. They forget about their goals and get too caught up on showing others what they can do. And since they think that there is no one else that can do better than them, they don't see the importance of learning from others, which obviously makes them unable to realize their full potential. If you look at successful people that are at the top of the pyramids, like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos, for example, you can see a very common attribute among them. That is the hunger to learn. Now, we all know that these people like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos are pretty smart people that has their own egos, but they're so intelligent to the point that they're able to keep their egos in check, which in turn makes them capable of learning from others and their mistakes. They don't necessarily think that they're the smartest guy in the room, even though they are, which enables them to be open to all the ideas that are around them. Now that you can see the difference between successful people and the ones who think they are successful, you should understand the importance of keeping your ego on the low and being humble. To do that, you have to understand that there is always something you can learn from others, whether it be from their success or their failure, and that we always will be imperfect. So we should always strive to be better ourselves and not get caught up in our own egoistical thoughts. The second reason, which I think is one of the most problematic ones, because I have it as well, is overthinking. Now, I'm sure that nearly everyone has this problem, but the reason why it's harder for smart people to deal with it is because we tend to think too deeply that it becomes the reality itself. What does that mean? It means that when you think about your problem so much, it becomes bigger and bigger than how it really is. And after that, you get overwhelmed and actually give up what you were chasing. I can confidently say that I am one of the biggest victims of overthinking. Like, let's say there is this one thing that I want to do, right? I would try to do it, but the more that I start to think about the future of it, I would get lost in my own thoughts. Sometimes it will lead to a good situation where I would get more motivated, but most of the times it will make me think whether if I'm doing it right or whether if I'm wasting my time doing it. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it, I still struggle with it, even when I'm doing YouTube like this one right now. But what I try to do at times like this is, I just think to myself, when was the last time that I wanted to do something but did not even try starting because of my overthinking? Let's say that it was 3 months ago. I would then first think about how fast that time went by. Then I would imagine what would it have been like right now if I were to do that thing. That would first make me sad and then later make me motivated to do the thing that I was afraid of. Now, I'm sure you have at least faced something like this once in your life because of your overthinking brain. And it is really hard for you to get rid of that brain of yours that makes you think all the time. So my solution for you would be to use that overthinking for your own benefit instead of making it your enemy. Try to overthink about how things could go well instead of that failing. That will be one of your biggest supporters in your road to success. Coming to the third reason, it is procrastination. Due to how we live through our childhood, like not studying for an exam but still passing with good marks, or not doing an assignment till deadline just because you could do it in an hour before sending it. I know all of this sounds familiar to you too, because of how smart you were since childhood became a habit for you to not do your due responsibilities till the last moment. And now we see the results of those habits. I used to have severe procrastination, like I would want to do my homeworks and be done with it, but I would still wait till the last second and be stressed all the time. That is something that I still deal with. Just that it's not as bad as it used to be. If you want to be successful, you cannot wait for tomorrow. When that tomorrow comes, comes, you may not have the same opportunities that you have right now. So one of your biggest obstacles on your way to your dreams is procrastination. When I realized this, I started working for my goals right away. So if you want to chase your dreams, realizing this would help you a lot, since you will feel a sense of foreboding and get to work. But still, this feeling could help you only so much. That's why Eisenhower matrix would be one of the best ways to deal with it. It basically divides your tasks into 4 categories based on their importance and their urgency. So first, you would want to deal with the urgent and important tasks. Get them over with so you don't have to worry about it for the rest of your time. Secondly, you would want to work on your important but not urgent tasks, which in my case would be hitting the gym or working on a project. For the third one, which is urgent but not important, you should try to delegate it. And for the fourth task, which is both not urgent and not important, you must eliminate them. After planning your tasks in this way, you will see a huge difference in your procrastination, since you gamified your life. And just like that, it would be a lot easier for you to get going with your goals. Even though being highly intelligent is a huge advantage in life, it brings that much disadvantages with it as well. Now, one of the problems that smart people face is that they get bored too quickly. When working on a new project, something else comes to their minds and they get distracted so fast. And since there's a lot of things that they want to do, they tend to get bored of the things that they were already working on. This leads them to their own demise. The famous painter Leonardo da Vinci was also one such example of this. It is said that he grew tired of his paintings because they bored him quickly. He was so ambitious that there was a lot of things that he wanted to do, which led him to procrastinate with his projects. Many intelligent people also has too many things going on in their minds. That causes them to not be able to focus only on one goal, since one of the most important things in being successful is to focus on your tasks one by one to complete that. Smart people tend to struggle with that aspect of success. Now, I have to say that you cannot get rid of the brain that makes you bored quickly, but you can use it to your own advantage by making your tasks more fun and more game-like. In that way, you will be a lot more focused than anyone else and be unstoppable on your journey. Last but not least, the fifth reason is inaction. You can also think of this part as a combination of all the other aspects, since they all cause you to not take any action. There are a lot of people with brilliant ideas out there, but the reason only a handful of them actually achieve their goals is they take action quickly. Instead of pondering about whether it will work or not, you must get going as quickly as possible. Being smart will not make you have any advantage over others if you're unable to take action. And there are a few reasons why you're not taking action. As I have mentioned before in the video, overthinking, procrastination, and high ego is the reason for your failure. They all make you think that you can always achieve whatever you want another time, since you are smarter than normal people, which in turn makes you stay in the same place for years and never improve yourself. I was also once in your shoes, having a lot of ambition and things that I wanted to do, but for some reason it seemed like something was holding me back from taking action. I thought that everything would be okay with time and that I did not have to do anything for it. After months and even some years later, I realized that no one was coming to save me from the life that I was dragging myself into. The realization of this changed something within me that made me want to work for the things that I wanted to achieve. Now, I can talk here for hours and say to you that you have to work to not fall behind and stuff, but I know that if you don't want to change yourself, it doesn't matter how many videos you watch. The only way to be successful is for you to take action now. To do that, make small plans, like you're going to work for 20 minutes today for your dreams, and do that thing tomorrow and for the days to come. In this way, it will help you to get used to taking action, which will eventually lead to your success. If you want to be successful, being smart alone will never be enough. That's why if you can get rid of these 5 habits that you have, achieving the goals that you set for yourself will be so easy. That's why you should stop being smart and start working as if you are not.